Look, I love that. Gloat, don't you?
Yes, I'm gloating today.
Okay, let me first, before I make my point, congratulate the New Orleans Saints and their fans. This was a monumental achievement, and let's just have some perspective. It did help restore much, if not all, the pride to a truly great American city that I've loved since I was a little kid.
I totally agree with that.
Truth was,
here comes the trash, though, I think.
Colts lost this game more than the Saints won, Rob, because in the end, a 5-point favorite with a 10-point lead, 10-0, lost to the 25th ranked defense in the National Football League by 14 points. It is mind-blowing to me that Peyton Manning, with a record 4 MVPs during the regular season, was shaky to the point of being lousy for the final 3 quarters of that game. By his standards, I'm putting him up there in those Michael Jordan category standards of 4 MVPs. And of course, he threw, and I can't believe you didn't jump all over him for this, he threw the killer interception that closed the game out, basically. And was it maybe 25% Reggie Wayne's fault? Maybe. Was Reggie Wayne a little gimpy after he hurt his knee on Friday? Didn't have quite the quickness and burst that I've seen him in the past.
I had to look real close. I thought that was Brett Favre quarterback.
There you go. Well, I'm surprised you didn't say that. And by the way, Brett Favre, Peyton Manning, almost prematurely ended the game with another interception that he threw in the end zone that Jabari Greer, if he'd kept his foot in bounds, should have had. It did not surprise me one bit that New Orleans scored 31 points in the game, because that's exactly what I predicted they would score. I said Colts 38-30. I said 31 for the Saints, because the best pass rusher, Dwight Freeney, was pretty useless in the second half of that game after he had to sit through the halftime. And people didn't make enough issue of this. Their best corner, Gerard Powers, had foot surgery 2 weeks ago. He had to play nickel only in this game. So Drew Brees should have put up the numbers that he put. Whatever was it, 18 of his last 9? He should have been doing that. But Peyton Manning, when challenged on the biggest stage, couldn't match that. That was the story of the game, that the all-time greatest, Peyton Manning, couldn't match Drew Brees blow for blow.
Interesting, before we move to the last one, their run in the play. This is a team that in their history won 2 playoff games. They have just completed beating the Mount Rushmore of the modern day, of the last decade of quarterbacks. They beat Warner, Favre, and Manning. In the regular season, they beat Tom Brady and Eli Manning. They were 5-0 against former Super Bowl winning quarterbacks.
Well, I think Favre beat Favre more than the Saints did.
The final score was the Saints' way. You're right. I mean, it was a critical mistake that he made, but let's give credit where credit is due. The Saints forced teams into making a lot of those mistakes. Now let's talk about Sean Payton.